guys, this is Delphine with the CultureQuirk channel. Alright, so today I'll be talking about another tip for learning Japanese, and this tool is actually something that you can use for almost anything else that you're learning. Again, this isn't something that will work necessarily for everyone. On my video about the Heisig method, some people were telling me they didn't really like the sound of that, and that's fine. It's really no big deal. If you don't like it, if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. I'm just trying to expand your options here. So the tool that I'll be discussing this time around is the SRS, Spaced Repetition System. Now the concept of spaced repetition is something that's really scientific, and like I said, it's something that you can use for just about anything. Something that people generally agree on that is important in learning is repetition. So if you're studying for a test, for example, and you make a bunch of flashcards and you study them over and over, I mean, the idea is that the more you see it, the better you'll remember it, right? Now if you cram for that test and then you don't look at any of that information for like a month, you tend to forget a lot of it. You need to keep up that repetition if you want to learn something. Now if you have a huge stack of flashcards that you want to learn and you want to review it all the time, I mean, that's impossible to go through a whole stack of flashcards every single day. That's just inefficient. So a system was developed that stated that when you first learn a piece of information, you need to review it a lot more in order to remember it, but as time passes, you can look at that information less and less and still remember it. So you'll look at a flashcard, and then you'll look at it again in 1 day, and then again in 2 days, and then in a week, and then in a month, and so on and so forth. Now, that sounds like a lot to keep track of if you have a ton of different flashcards. So, how do you know exactly when to look at which piece of information? Well, a machine can do that for you. That's what the SRS is all about. You get some program, put all this information on it, and then it will tell you when to study what. Now, if you really like using physical flashcards on pieces of paper, you can do that too. I've heard of people who have different boxes set up depending on when they need to review whatever. I've never done it before, so if you want to do it, be my guest, but I can imagine it would be a little bit of a hassle. So I'd like to recommend a program right off the bat, Anki. If you haven't heard of it yet, it's a flashcard system that you can download to your computer. You can easily make your own flashcards, and Anki also has a system where you can go download decks that other people have posted. And then you just let Anki do the work on timing those reviews. When you're going through the deck, you'll be given the front of the card, and then with a click, it'll show you the back of the card, the answer or whatever, just like a normal paper flashcard. Then you have 4 different options to click on depending on a range of whether you knew the card really well or you didn't know it at all. Depending on what you click there, Anki will show you that specific card at the right time that you need to see it again. So this all might sound a little bit confusing at first. I hope I'm explaining it okay, but please go check out the Anki website and download the program to test it out at least. I think it's really intuitive once you start using it. I know that Anki is free of charge right now. You do have to pay a little bit if you want to download an app for your iPhone or whatever, which I haven't done yet, but I think it would be worth it. You can have multiple decks so that you can keep yourself organized, and you can use it, for your Japanese study along with school or anything else you want to use it for. Now I know that there are other SRS options out there, not just Anki. That's just the one that I use, and if you know a good one, post a comment about it. This system has helped me so much with learning Japanese. Kanji in particular is what I'm using it for right now. So following the Heisig system, just for this example, my flashcard would have the English keyword on the front, or the meaning of the kanji. I would then write out the kanji on a piece of paper or in my head. Then I would click to see the back and check if I got it right. And depending on whether, I didn't know the kanji at all, or I sort of knew it, or I knew it really well, that's how I would choose whether the kanji was hard, good, easy, etc. I know there are probably more efficient ways to set up the kanji for the flashcards. That was just an example, so find out what works for you. So aside from the kanji, you can use it to learn Japanese vocab or entire sentences or whatever you want. That's the beauty about this system, is that it's so flexible. Now don't forget, the SRS is just a tool to help you out, so don't let it take over your life or anything. Listening and reading and practicing to speak and write, all of that is super important, and then the most important thing is to make sure to keep it fun. So don't just sit there studying vocab all day on your SRS, just use the SRS as a supplement for your current study methods. So I hope that helps and wasn't too confusing, so good luck and happy learning, guys. Oh, and also, quick shout out. One of my best friends in real life just started up her own YouTube channel. So I'm really excited for her. It's going to be mainly a beauty vlog, I think, but I know that she plans also on making videos on movie reviews and cooking, and some of our topics might overlap a little bit, and I mean, she's hilarious, so go check her out at Miss Louie. Thanks for watching, see you guys!